Hello, and welcome to the Sweet Southern Sports Podcast, where we talk about SEC sports. Today, we'll be focusing on the football team for the Texas Longhorns 2025 season predictions. So let's start off with the keys to a strong season. So Arch Manning, huge name. Uh, Hopefully, he makes little mistakes this year. He's obviously a very young quarterback, but extremely skilled and has crazy ability. But it's going to be important that he makes little mistakes. He's a very confident quarterback. You just don't want him throwing into coverage and doing things that uh, humans should not be able to do. He can kind of make those crazy plays, but it's really important that he doesn't make major mistakes through those times. The defense for Texas should also dominate. They bring back 7 starters. These guys are freaks. A lot of them will be in the NFL draft next year, probably pretty high. Hopefully, they can lean on that defense a lot this year, and the defense should step up to the plate. Staying balanced is a big one for them. Texas does return their top rusher in Wisner, but when it comes to wide receiver, they did lose a lot of wide receivers last year, but they have some freak athletes out there. They're really young. So I just think it's going to be important that Texas stays balanced and they don't have to become one-dimensional. I think it will make it really tough on teams if they stay balanced and they don't know if they're going to run or they're going to pass. So looking over at the schedule, they start off with at Ohio State. This is again the first game, obviously coming off of the national championship. So this will be a gigantic game for them. Ohio State is a monster of a team. They actually in last year just beat Texas in the Cotton Bowl in the CFP by 14-28 is what Texas lost by. So again, Ohio State and Texas don't know each other relatively well. But again, I think with Arch Manning making a start at Ohio State to start off the year is just really difficult. That team again is going to be super pumped. So I do think that Texas Longhorns drop the first one against Ohio State. But then they go into a really easy stretch. So we'll see throughout the schedule. We'll see later on. Texas Longhorns have a really nice layout when it comes to scheduling. So they go San Jose State, UTEP, Sam Houston, and a bye week. So Texas Longhorns will beat all three of those teams by probably 35 to 40 points each. So again, they'll be very comfortable. It's almost like having 3 practice games, like low practice games for them, and then a bye week. So really, really nice to have going into at Florida. When they play Florida, though, that will be the first big game at the Swamp. DJ Lagaway should be ready to go and go crazy in this game. I think this will be a classic game. I think it will come down to the wire where Arch Manning is going to actually take down the ball on the last drive and have a game-winning touchdown or a game-winning field goal towards the end. So again, I think this will be a classic, but I do have Texas winning this game on a very, very close one. This one really could go either way if there's any major mistakes made by Texas in the Rowdy Swamp. Next, they play versus Oklahoma. This one is in Dallas. So again, this is the big Cotton Bowl game. I think Texas is the better team, but there has been multiple times where Oklahoma or Texas they stun the other on big years. But I don't think that happens this year, so I have Texas winning that one. At Kentucky, at Mississippi State versus Vandy, they should be able to handle all of those. Vandy did give them a scare last year, winning 27-24, or excuse me, Texas only winning 27-24 at Vandy. But I think they'll be ready to go and they'll handle Vandy pretty easily this year. So as you see, and what I shared with you earlier, at Kentucky, at Mississippi State versus Vandy into a bye week, it's pretty much as easy as the SEC can really get. Going into at Georgia, so again they should be well rested and ready to go for at Georgia. Georgia has been the team that has their number though. Georgia beat them 22-19 in the SEC championship in overtime last year, as well as beating them 30-15 at Texas last year. So Georgia has been the issue for the Texas Longhorns. I do think that continues as Georgia is just a really strong team, especially towards the end of the year. I think Arch Manning struggles at Sanford Stadium a little bit, and Texas Longhorns do pick up their second loss. Next is versus Arkansas. So I think Arkansas will be an easy one for them. I think they'll go in and especially coming off of Georgia, ready to go and handle Arkansas at home. And the last one is versus Texas A&M on November 29th. So this is a huge rivalry. This is one that I'm so happy came back last year. It was awesome. Texas A&M and Texas have really, really deep roots in this rivalry. It really does mean a lot to the state, but I do think Texas finds a way to win. I think it will be close just based on the rivalry. I think both teams come like with their hair on fire. And those defenses fly around quite a bit, but I do think Texas figures out a way to win as they go to a 10-2 record for the regular season with a 7-1 record in the SEC. So again, with that SEC record, that could be huge because if they can make the SEC championship, they could be in good shape to be 100% into the CFP through that. But as well, if they do not get into the SEC championship with a 10-2 record and with this type of schedule, they should be pretty comfortable with that as well. So their best case scenario is 12-0. Worst case scenario is 8-4. That would again just happen if Arch Manning is struggling, especially in road games. So the losses would most likely come at Florida and then either Texas A&M or Oklahoma. But again, that shouldn't happen. They should be in good shape with a 10-2 record and then again 7-1 in conference. Thank you so much. Make sure you like and subscribe and look out for other videos.